Hey beautiful, Miss Beautiful, I wanna take you out for a nightcap at that cool. Hey beautiful.
I have battled with this since a very young kid, and being in my head is normal. I remember someone told me, that was very close to me, told me that everybody around me that I love will die. And hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. A lot of you guys already know my name is Can I Be Your Best Friend? To YouTube, I'm gonna say this: I love y'all and I appreciate y'all, and you guys, we are doing so amazing. We're gonna definitely try to get this video to at least 200 views if we can. But let's go ahead and get into it. This video is all about mindset. Getting out your head, not allowing the negative thoughts to take control of something that they have no business taking control over. And like when it comes to your thoughts, you're in control of your thoughts. But what happens is we allow negativity, negative vibe, negative energy to go ahead and live deep into our mind. And it's time to evict those thoughts. It's time to evict the thoughts that make you feel like you're not worthy of anything. The thoughts that make you feel like you're not a good parent. The thoughts that make you feel like where you at right now is where you will ever be. Them thoughts that make you feel like you are not worthy of a good man or a good woman. Them thoughts that make you feel like being broke is going to be the normal. Them thoughts that make you feel like you are weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get rid of all those thoughts, because them thoughts don't freaking exist. It exists, but it doesn't exist because it's not true. Right? And as long as we keep nurturing these thoughts just like plants, the thoughts are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So stop feeding these negative thoughts. Like, stop feeding it, because you're making the thoughts get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the bigger they get, the more you believe it and the more depressed you'll be. Now, your best friend is going to give you 4 tips on how to just jumpstart this thing called positive mindset. The first thing I'm going to say is write things down that you're trying to achieve. If you have goals, big goals, little goals, you're trying to buy a house, you're trying to pay off your debt, you are trying to get your kids through school, you are just trying to survive, you are trying to lose weight, whatever it is, and I want you to write it down. I want you to write down every single thing that you're trying to accomplish, whether it's big as far as buying a house or little as far as taking yourself to get some ice cream every week. Whatever it is, whatever mission you have for yourself, write it down. And on the big ones, write the number 1. On the mediums, write the number 2. And on the really small ones, write the number 1. This right here, and every time you complete a mission, I want you to circle it, right? I'll put a check mark next to it. This right here will let you know that everything your mindset says you are stupid, but you go back to your paper and you just got an 87 on your test. That lets you know that that's not true. Your mind telling you stupid, but on paper, and it's proven that you're not, right? Or when your mind says you're not doing a good job as being an amazing parent, but on paper is you have helped your kids with their homeworks, you have told your kids how much you love them, you have actually done these things that proven that you are a good parent. But the crazy part about it, sometimes we can linger and hang around people legit that can implant these things in your head. And that's the second thing I want to talk about. You got to make sure that you remove yourself from negative people. This is super important when being in your head, because if the people around you do not believe in big goals and big dreams, and they're so used to just aiming small, when you tell them that you want to achieve something big, they're going to look at you and say, you can't achieve that. You can't never do that. You cannot fight that addiction. You cannot ever, be successful. You would never get out the hood. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. You cannot save money. You cannot get out of debt. Ha, 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 ha. They're legit. They're not going to be your cheerleaders, because guess what? They're battling the same thing you're battling. They're negative Nancy, and you don't need negative Nancy around you. And I tell people all the time, you do not want negative people around you, because you can believe in your spirit that you can finish school within 3 years instead of 4, and that negative person says, there's no way you can do that. There ain't no way, because it took me 5 years. Like, boy, we don't want to hear your story. Just because it took you 5 years don't mean that it's going to take, you know what I'm saying, you 5 years, right? So you need to learn how to block out the haters. Grab your raid and shh. Let's go ahead and start evicting these negative people and negative thoughts out of our head, because the more we start making them disappear and go away, we have no choice but to face these thoughts head on. So when your thought says you're not good enough, you can say, I am good enough, and this is why I'm good enough, right? You can honestly face your giants, right? The next thing I want you to do is, if you can, cop one of my favorite books by Joyce Myers, and it's called Battlefield of the Mind. Now, one thing I love about this book is sometimes we don't realize we're being negative. A lot of times we don't realize we're in our head. A lot of times we don't realize we're doing these things, talking ourselves from being great, right? Talking ourselves from being amazing. We find ourselves being negative and don't even realize we're being negative, or already thinking things are going to fail before they even get to fail. And the reason why this happens is because, honestly, you're so used to maybe negative outcomes, or maybe not even thinking positive. So the way your mindset is, I might as well just take what I can get. And one thing I love about the book is she has in the book where she found herself maybe being like negative towards her husband, or and she didn't realize how her behavior until one day he pointed it out, and she didn't realize it. And of course, what we do, we deny it, like, oh no, that's not what I am. But when you self-reflect, you realize that, wow, I am in my head, I am doing these things, I am being negative, right? And what can I do to fix them? Because you don't want people around you to soak up these negative thoughts, right? From, right, you know what I'm saying? Or to be the punching bag from the negative thoughts, right? You ever was in your head about something and was upset and was angry and was mad, right? And you wind up taking your anger and your frustration out on everybody else around you, right? Because in your head you said, everybody's out to get me. Everybody fake, everybody, stupid. Ain't no real people around me, right? So then your friends start coming around, you start treating them different, because in your mind you already said, ain't no real people around. You start snapping on people legit that don't even deserve it, right? So it's like all the innocent people, the people that do love you, the people that is your cheerleaders, they getting the bad side of the bullet, because you, in your mind made you feel like everybody does you wrong. Everybody suck. Everybody's gonna leave you. Everybody's gonna abandon you. But that's not true. Everybody ain't gonna abandon you. Everybody is not gonna turn their back on you. Some people will. Some people do. But not everybody will. Some people in your life do love you. Now, for me, like I said, I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from depression. I have battled with this since a very young kid, and being in my head is normal. I remember someone told me, that was very close to me, told me that everybody around me that I love will die. And I lost my grandmother. Well, sorry, I lost my uncle. No, wait. I lost my grandfather, then my uncle, then my grandmother. I lost a child. Back to back. And I remember this person. I remember me being super sad and in my mind, why? And I remember this person telling me that the reason, and this is what they said, I'm so happy that you do not love me because everybody you love dies. And this planted in my head for years. I started to believe that if I loved anyone, that they would die. So why would I love anyone? Why would I express that I love them? So every time anybody get close to me, I find myself being mean to them and, rude to them and scaring them off and self-sabotaging my relationships, because in my head, if I get too close, you know what I'm saying, you will leave me like everybody else. I'm going to find myself being alone. I'm always going to be alone. Like everybody will die and everybody will leave me. And this is what I thought. And this is what this person made me feel. And I planted these seeds in my head and I believed them because that's what the person told me. But the next tip I'm going to give you guys is going to be the thing that helped me a lot. And that is words of affirmation. When you are always in your head, you need the words of affirmation. The words of affirmation is and like I said, I don't know if you guys are religious and all that, but speaking to your higher being is so important. I had to wake up saying, I am beautiful. I am smart. Everybody will not love me. I am successful. I am a good mother. I will make my life count and matter, and good people will gravitate to me, and everybody is not meant to leave me. Only the people that's not meant to be in my life will leave me, and the spirits and the energy and the vibe will die, and when that dies, I'm okay with it. When I was younger, in my mind, everybody told me I was ugly. I was ugly. I was ugly. And I was ugly. I was ugly. In my mind, I thought this. And looking in the mirror, I used to hate looking in the mirror, because when I looked in the mirror, I seen an ugly girl. I seen the girl that everybody said I was. Ugly, 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 ugly. And I start believing it, because that in your mindset, that's what happens. I'm ugly. So this dude that want to talk to me, he must want something from me because I'm ugly. This person that says I'm beautiful, they must want something from me. They making fun of me because I'm ugly. So when they call me pretty, they laughing at me. This is what I had. This was the thing that was in my head. I swear to God, it was this thing in my head. I remember one time somebody told me to look in the mirror and I cried. Have you ever cried looking in the mirror because you don't like this thing looking back at you? Now your best friend gave you all the tips that you needed. What are you going to do with them? What are you going to do? Are you going to end this video and go back to doing what you normally do? And that is being in your head. Or are you going to actually take the proper steps into trying to be a better, positive person for you and start honestly blocking the negativity, the haters, and actually getting to the source of the problems that you are facing? When doing this, I promise you're going to feel so much better about the things around you, about life, and everything that exists around it. But you got to do the work. You got to do the work. You're not going to just wake up and just say, oh my God, I'm no longer have these crazy thoughts in my head. Like, you have to learn how to work through them and writing them down, reading about it, to be educated about it, and also to having words of affirmations to remind yourself. Because people wait until other people tell them that they're beautiful and successful and smart. But sometimes it's better if you tell yourself it, because a lot of times if you tell yourself it, then no one else can tell you otherwise. And last but not least, don't be afraid to do the work. Doing the work, even if you fail, even if you make mistakes, even if you have those days where you are in your head, just remember the days that you weren't in your head, and then that way it's a successful day. I believe in you, Bestie, and I believe that honestly, with baby steps and doing these things, you could be amazing. Thank you for allowing me to share my stories with you guys. As you guys know, this is episode 3. Mindset, get out my head. And so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys find this video as being, hopefully education, and y'all keep coming back, and y'all start telling all y'all friends that, like, best friend know what she doing over here. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your best friend. That best friend said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all. I think y'all dope. And I want to see you be the best version of yourself. You got this.